Hello everyone, welcome to Educating Young Minds. Today we will be doing 6th chapter of Class 6 Science NCERT, that is Changes Around Us. It is such an easy chapter, you just have to do one thing. You have to watch the video till the end. Yes, just watch the video till the end and you will understand the chapter completely. I assure you that, alright? So let's begin our chapter, Changes Around Us. Change is a continuous process. It is the law of nature. Changes take place around us all the time. So let's take a look at some common changes happening around us. All of us were born as a small baby. Then our body grows, our weight increases, our height increases. And after passing all the stages of life, we finally reach old age stage. In fact, during our entire life, our hair and nails keeps on growing, right? So what kind of change is this? This is change in size. Similar is the case with plants and animals also. From a small seed which we sow in soil, a plant turns into a huge tree. The summers are really hot, whereas the winters are really cold. What kind of change is this? This is change in temperature. In fact, change in temperature is observed on day-to-day basis. Some days are really hot, whereas others are not. In summers, the days are quite hot, whereas the nights are cool, right? All the planets of our solar system are continuously revolving around the sun. We know that, right? So what kind of change is this? This is change in position. They are continuously changing their positions. Alright. So during sunset or sunrise, the color of sky is somewhat like this, yellowish. Whereas the sky appears to be blue during the day. Whereas in night the sky appears to be dark. So what kind of change is this which you observe on a daily basis? It is change in color. So when we put water for boiling, after some time it starts forming vapor. We know that, right? So what is happening? The liquid is changing into gaseous state, right? Similarly, when an ice cube melts, the solid state changes into liquid state. So what kind of change is this? This is change in state, alright? Alright, so now we want to know, can we group or classify these changes? Is there any similarity between these changes? Let's find out. Yes, we can classify changes and they are classified as reversible and non-reversible. Non-reversible changes are also called as irreversible changes. Okay, we will now try to find out what are reversible and non-reversible changes. First, we will study about reversible changes. So, reversible changes are the changes that can be reversed. As the name suggests, the changes that can be reversed and you can obtain the changed substance in its original form. Alright, let's take an example. Alright, so we have a paper here and we made a paper boat out of it, right? So this was the original substance and now we made a paper boat out of it. So this is the changed substance, right? Now I want my original substance back. That means I want my paper back. Can I get my paper back? Yes, I can. I just have to unfold this paper boat and I will get my paper back. Yes, it will be little crushed up, but I will get my paper back. So these kind of changes where the change can be reversed and you can get back the original substance are known as reversible changes. Alright, let's take one more example. Again, we have a paper and we just crushed it up, alright? But now we want this paper back. Can we get it back? Yes, we can. Again, we just have to unfold this paper and we will get the paper back, alright? You got the original substance back. So again, this is reversible change. This change can be reversed, alright? Alright, so let's talk about irreversible changes. So irreversible changes are the changes that cannot be reversed. Irreversible changes are opposite of reversible changes. So changes that cannot be reversed. And you cannot get back the original substance. Also, irreversible change is a permanent change, You cannot get back the original substance. You cannot just reverse this change. So these kind of changes are called as irreversible changes. Now we will look at some examples. Alright, so we have the paper here with which we made boat. But now we just put that paper on fire. And the paper turned into ash and smoke. Produced smoke, right? Alright, so now can I get back the original substance, my paper back? Obviously no, I cannot get this paper back, right? I have just burnt it. So these kind of changes where you cannot reverse the change and cannot get the original substance back are known as irreversible changes. Alright? Alright. So now I believe you have understood the difference between reversible and irreversible changes. Reversible changes can be reversed. You can get back the original substance. And irreversible changes cannot be reversed. You cannot get the original substance back. Alright? Alright. Okay. So now we will take some examples of reversible and irreversible changes, And you have to tell me whether the change is reversible or irreversible. Alright? Alright, let's get started. Alright, so let's take a look at our first example. And you have to tell me whether this is a reversible or irreversible change. Alright? So, on a hot summer day, my ice cream has started melting. And I want my ice cream back in its original state. Can I get it back? Yes, I can. I just have to freeze this ice cream again. I'll have to put this ice cream again in the fridge and I will get it back in its original state. Right? So this is a reversible change. You understood that, right? Okay, let's move forward. Oh, look what I did. So we made chapatis out of dough. Now I want to get back the dough. Can I get it back? I have already made the chapatis and now I want the dough back in its original state. Can I get it back? Of course no. So this is a irreversible change. You cannot get back the original substance. Alright? Alright, so we started inflating balloons for a party. But now the party is over and we want to save some balloons for the next year. Alright? So can we get back the original substance? The original balloons, the non-inflated ones with which we started? Yes, we can. You just have to let the air escape out of these balloons and you will get back the original ones. Right? आपको इसमें से सिर्फ हवा बाहर निकालनी है and you will get back the original one. So this is a reversible change. Right? Right. You can reverse the change. Alright, let's take one more example. Okay. I purchased a pencil and an eraser, but after some time, after using it for some days, it got shorter and my eraser also got smaller. Now I want the original pencil and eraser back. Can I get it back? Of course no. So this is a irreversible change. You cannot reverse this change. You cannot get back the original substance. Alright? Alright. Alright, so what do you think? What kind of change is freezing? The water has freezed into ice cubes. Can we get back the original water? Yes, we can. You just have to take it out of the fridge, keep it at normal temperature and you will get back the water again. So it is a reversible change. We made juice out of these oranges. Can I get back the oranges? No, it is a irreversible change. So we made curd out of milk. Can we get back the milk now? No, it is also a irreversible change. Alright? So we have mixed sugar in water and now we want to get back the sugar. Can we get it back? Just think about it. We have learned this in chapter 5, separation of substances. Yes, we can get back the sugar through evaporation process, right? We learned this. This is a reversible change. Alright. So you have made some food items out of these ingredients. So after making these food items, can you get back the ingredients? No, right? So this is also an irreversible change. Alright. Alright, so here we took some dough, made some dough balls and started rolling chapati on this chakla with the help of belan, right? But we didn't like the shape of the chapati. So we want the dough balls back. Can we get it back? Yes, we can. We have not made chapati as of now. We have just rolled the dough. So we can get back the dough balls. So this is a reversible change. So when you light an agarbatti, it produces ash and gases, right? So can you get back the agarbatti in its original form? No, right? So it is an irreversible change. Alright. So what do you think? Ripening of fruit is reversible or irreversible? Can you get back the original raw fruit when the fruit has ripened? No, right? So it is an irreversible change. Alright guys, so we have looked at number of examples of reversible and irreversible changes. So now I believe that you have completely understood what a reversible change is and what an irreversible change is. Alright, so now we have to study about expansion and contraction. Alright, so let's start. Right, so let's study about expansion and contraction. Okay, so when an object is heated, it increases in size. It expands and this is called as expansion. Alright, when you heat an object, it will expand, it will increase in size and this is called as expansion. And when the same object is cooled, so it will decrease in size and this is called as contraction. So now we know that expansion occurs on heating and contraction occurs on cooling, right? Now you must be wondering that we were studying about reversible and irreversible changes. So why all of a sudden we started studying about expansion and contraction? We have a reason. Because expansion on heating is a reversible change. This expansion is a reversible change. You have already studied that when the temperature is decreased, the object automatically contracts. Contraction happens. So that means expansion is a reversible change. Expansion occurs on heating and when you cool it, it will contract. Alright. So we will now look at some examples where expansion and contraction are used in everyday life. Alright. Alright. So here we have some soil digging tools. These are soil digging tools and these are used in agriculture for digging the soil. So this iron blade and the handle, these are manufactured separately and later on they are joined to make these tools, right? So firstly they are manufactured separately and later on these are joined. We will now study how expansion and contraction are used in fixing this iron blade and the handle, alright? Okay, we will study how iron blade is fixed with the wooden handle. Can you see this ring present on the iron blade? So this ring which is present in the iron blade is made slightly smaller in size than the wooden handle. So the diameter of this ring is made slightly smaller than the diameter of the wooden handle. And when we want to fix the handle, this iron ring is heated. On heating, what happens? Expansion. So on heating, the ring will expand. Alright, this ring will expand. It will become bigger. And now the handle will easily fit in this, right? Now the handle will easily fit in the ring. And when the ring cools down, what will happen? On cooling down, contraction happens. So when the ring will cool down, it contracts and thus it fits tightly to the handle. This is how the iron blade is fixed with the wooden handle. You understood that? Alright, let's move forward. Alright. So the wooden wheels of cart have metal rim. This is a metal rim. Metal rim around them. We will now see how this rim is fixed on this wooden wheel. So this metal rim is made slightly smaller than the wooden wheel. Alright, slightly smaller than the wooden wheel. On heating, what will happen? The rim will expand and it will easily fit onto the wheel, right? After expansion, it will easily fit onto the wheel. Then we pour cold water over rim, due to which what will happen? On cooling, the rim will contract, and this is how rim fits tightly on wheel. Alright, let's move forward. So we have studied about changes, reversible changes, irreversible changes. We have seen many examples, right? So can you now tell me how we can bring change in a substance? Let's take a look. We can change a substance by applying force or by heating it, or we can say by changing its temperature, right? We can also change a substance by mixing it with some other substance, right? The way we mix sugar with the water. We can also change by applying pressure. Alright. That's all guys. We have completed our chapter. I hope you like the video. If yes, then like, share and do subscribe to Educating Young Minds. If you have any doubt, please write down your doubt in the comment section below. I will definitely reply it. I'll definitely try to help you out. Keep studying. Keep watching Educating Young Minds.